Welcome back to Crypto Meets AI. Jerry here with an update for you. Do me a favor, friends. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and comment down below. It really does help with the algorithm. Now let's get into this. We're sitting at $3.14. We're trading within a range of 306 to 318. We're pretty much running flat on the day. I'm sure we'll just continue to trade sideways for the next few days. And just in, XRP is being written into U.S. mortgage law. A new Senate bill would force Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac to accept digital assets, including XRP, for home loans. They're making it mortgage grade. This isn't just bullish for XRP, it's historic for crypto in general. Do you see what's happening yet? An XRP and the oil cartel. The petrodollar is dying. Oil giants know it, bankers planned it. Now a silent alliance is replacing it. A bridge asset faster than oil ever was. Behind it, XRP. The story the Saudis, the Biz, and Ripple won't tell you. Death of the petrodollar. Since 1974, oil flowed through dollars. Kissinger's deal with Saudi Arabia birthed the petrodollar empire. Oil sold in USD in return for US military protection. Every drop of oil equals demand for USD. But now that system is quietly collapsing. The cracks appear. 2022 to 2024 changed everything. Saudi Arabia joins BRICS, Russia and China sell oil in yuan, and US weaponizes SWIFT. IMF warns of global liquidity fracture. Oil nations now explore CBDCs plus tokenized energy. The dollar's oil leash is breaking. Enter the new bridge. To replace it, they need something neutral, fast, and programmable. Gold is too slow, yuan is too political, and Bitcoin is too volatile. The solution, a liquidity bridge born from this role, XRP. Ripple's quiet oil move. Ripple isn't just building banks' payment rails, it's partnered with Energy Web Foundation, EWF, a blockchain nonprofit backed by Shell, Exxon, and BlackRock. EWF plus Ripple equals tokenized energy markets. XRP equals real-time energy liquidity bridge. Hidden partners. EWF isn't alone. Their alliances include OPEC Connected Utilities, Siemens Energy Oil and Gas, GE Renewable Energy, PG&E, Shell and Exxon, RMI funded by Bezos Earth Fund plus Rockefellers. This isn't just green energy, it's control over oil's replacement. U.S. military strategy, the liquidity corridors. Did you know the U.S. Pentagon is funding blockchain pilot corridors for the Middle East to Africa? Linked to stablecoins and CBDCs, use cases. Oil and resource trade bypassing SWIFT. Partner orgs connected to Palantir, Ripple, and Chainlink. They're building energy plus digital rails in tandem. The IMF blueprint. A 2023 IMF paper warned of liquidity fragmentation between nations. It proposed a multi-asset bridge for commodities and cross-border flows. The same year, BIS tested Project Enbridge. BlackRock expands tokenized energy systems, and Ripple joins the digital dollar project. This shift is scripted. XRP equals oil without the barrel. Imagine this. Oil doesn't need ships, pipes, or borders. Instead, it's tokenized. Barrels become digital IOUs. Instead of waiting weeks for settlement, XRP moves oil value in 3 seconds. Gas, diesel, solar doesn't matter. All energy becomes liquid again. Who controls the new oil? Saudi Arabia moves toward CBDCs, UAE trials RippleNet, and the BIS builds tokenized oil bridges. Stellar enters African oil and energy sectors, and BlackRock expands its AI-powered Aladdin energy division. But the bridge between them all? XRP, the end of the old world. The petrodollar system ended with a handshake. This one will begin with code. You won't see tanks, you'll see stablecoins, smart meters, and liquidity corridors. Energy will still rule the world, but oil will flow through something new, XRP. The oil cartel isn't just adapting, it's collapsing one system to build another. Don't watch the barrels, watch the bridges. And comment down below and tell me what you guys think about this. The Federal Reserve confirmed that clearing and settlement at the Fed can be delegated to a third party like Ripple. This explains Ripple's pursuit of a Fed master account to directly settle central bank money using XRP. Let's hear what he has to say.
People say, how can you trust, the Fed to do the bookkeeping? Like I say, my response is, well, you don't expect the Fed to kind of steal your money. I mean, if the Fed can print all the money at once, it's not going to mess around with your bookkeeping. So, we have this big spreadsheet, the blockchain if you want, but it's just managed by the Fed. And it's very cheap, much cheaper than Bitcoin, if you're willing to delegate the responsibility to a third party. But then the downsides to all of that, of course, is you'd actually, suppose you didn't want the Fed to be responsible for processing the payments. I mean, suppose, the Fed will likely impose some KYC restrictions on some purchases. They might not process some purchases that you might want to undertake. And so it was at that point that I said, well, we could, if we wanted to, extend the concept one step further. I'm not saying that this is ever going to happen, but just conceptually, you could imagine not FedWire for all, but kind of like a Fed coin, where what the Fed would do is actually just issue these, Bitcoin-like objects, but and they would enforce a par exchange rate with the U.S. dollar. That would eliminate the exchange rate volatility. But they could delegate the clearing of these payments to some third party, some sort of Ripple-like protocol, or possibly even Bitcoin. I mean, we could delegate the responsibility of processing these electronic, Fed coin payments.
And we all know Bitcoin is too slow. It will never be able to handle this type of transactions. But XRP, XLM, HBAR, XDC sure as hell can. Here's some financial institutions and Web3 leaders that have recently utilized XLM blockchain for tokenization or financial innovation. Franklin Templeton, FTDA US. Franklin's on-chain U.S. government money fund has been tokenized on the XLM network, bringing in $439 million in real-world assets on-chain. Circle, issuers of USDC stablecoin, have natively issued the token on Stellar, enabling fast, low-cost stablecoin transactions for anyone globally. And Western Union, a global financial provider, is partnering with Stellar's close collaborator Thunes to allow Western Union users to transfer funds directly to mobile wallets. MoneyGram has had a long-term partnership with Stellar alongside Circle to facilitate near-instant on-chain global remittances and fiat to crypto on and off ramps. PayPal chose Stellar Lumens to issue native PyUSD stablecoin tokens backed by USD as part of PayPal stablecoin expansion plans. The big players are here. The institutions are coming, one right after another. They're all onboarding. And tomorrow, the first U.S. White House crypto report will be released, which will announce all of its current holdings. Let's hear what they have to say.
The Trump administration is expected to release its first national crypto stockpile report on Wednesday stateside, detailing the structure and contents of the government's digital assets. This includes holdings under the Strategic Bitcoin Reserve and the U.S. Digital Asset Stockpile, which consists of cryptocurrencies seized through legal enforcement actions. Investors are eager to know how much Bitcoin the U.S. government actually owns. The report could also recommend national security and banking access reforms for crypto firms. We're back with Jordy Visser.
If the reports are true about what we heard a few weeks ago about the U.S. selling its Bitcoin, quite a big portion of it, all hell's going to break loose tomorrow if that report comes in and they sold off like 2/3 of their Bitcoin. The XRP domino effect has begun. Hyperscale Data is going public with weekly XRP buys up to 10 million on the table. They're not just buying, they're betting on XRP as the backbone of future finance. When the U.S. confirms XRP as a strategic reserve, then the real FOMO begins. Buckle up, Buttercup. And the XRP army just made it on the CNBC.
Joining me now is Sal Gilberti, the president and CEO of Teucrium Trading. This is an interesting development. You're one of the firms out there that runs a slate of ETFs, but one of them is a levered fund tied to the value of a big cryptocurrency, and that's XRP. Just what can you tell us about how much investor interest there is in XRP and, of course, a levered instrument to it?
Well, thank you, Don. There's enormous interest in XRP. They call it the XRP Army, and I realize they call it that for a reason. We launched this fund. It'll be 16 weeks tomorrow, and the money that's come in is quite extraordinary. Hundreds of millions of dollars have come in. It is our most successful fund. We're 16 years old today when I incorporated the company, coincidentally, and we've never seen a response like that.
How did you make the turn? Because the slate of products you have are mainly agricultural based, and then you decide to venture out into cryptocurrency, specifically XRP. What was the thinking there?
Well, we had filed for Bitcoin before, and we do have crypto interests, and I'm an XRP enthusiast. And when I saw the opportunity to file and get it approved, and really not holding XRP itself, but holding the derivatives so that we could leverage it and give investors what they want. They clearly want some leverage. We got a great ticker, double XRP, XXRP, and it took off. It was a big hit immediately, right out the door.
And if you could put on a forecasting hat, as somebody who looks at the fund flows, look at the industry, where do you think else in the crypto sphere is ripe for even more activity with regard to cryptocurrencies that's outside the realm of XRP, Ethereum, and of course, Bitcoin?
Honestly, I think picking the next coin is harder than people need to catch the wave of what crypto and the blockchain is doing to business. This really is the internet in the 1990s. I think there's a sea change coming, and picking the companies that are going to use whatever cryptocurrency comes next is going to be the big trick and the trick to big wealth.
Do you think that there is going to be an ETF boom in companies in that ecosystem?
No question.
It's pretty crazy that it's his best performing asset in 16 years of existence. And Ripple and Binance team up to launch RLUSD stablecoin initiative. I'm telling you, there's going to be a one-stop shop. They're all going to be connected. Multi-blockchain, multi-token system. They're all going to be interconnected. Well, that's what I have for you folks. Until next time, stay savvy, stay stacking, and I'll catch you in the next one. If you enjoyed this, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and comment down below. And if you want more crypto deep dives, check out our videos right here on Crypto Meets AI. Thank you for watching. Remember to always do your own research. This is not financial advice.